Good morning. Good morning. We are in the pre-market. I didn't do my charting this weekend like I normally do, so it's going to be a work in progress all day today. Um, so what I usually like to do is start with QQQ and go from there. And I still got to shave and everything before I go to work today. So but we're going to get this market stuff done today. So good morning to you wherever you are in the world. So let's get to it. We only have about 40 minutes before the market opens. And let's see where we can go today. All right, first thing I'm gonna do is so we went down to 605 in the pre-market. So and remember, guys, today is we have contracts expiring today. Nvidia's, Meta's, pretty much all your big tech stocks have expiring contracts on today. So keep that in mind as you trade today, so you can get some contracts a little cheaper. And I'll probably be trading with $50 to $60 today. We're going to keep it light just because we don't want to get trapped in thinking that we're in full recovery mode. And the market is still highly volatile. So keep that in mind. It's a get in and get out type of day. I'm not really swinging anything long term like we were a few weeks ago. We're just going to get in and get out. Market will scalp a little bit and day trade a little bit. Okay, opening my right hand. And which trade vehicles do you use? Or software do you use? Do you use Robinhood? Do you use TradeStation? Let me know in the comments below which particular trade software do you use. Okay. All right. So let's get to it real quick. So I usually like to go ahead and put indicators. So pre-market support. It's a 535. We went all the way as high as 610 pre-market. So we could very well trade sideways in that range, or we could let's just think about where we could go today. Let's look at what we're looking at the hourly. Let's look at the daily. All right, so we know as far as daily 50% will probably be 605. We could go back as low as 598, right? And we could go high as 611, 611.41. We could potentially 612. We have some previous high 612, 613. We could come all the way back up to 615. But we could very well reverse and come back down to 599. So this is a wait and see day. It'd be nice if we can go back into the 615 range, 617, 618 range. But it's a couple of ways we can go with it today. So we definitely want to be cautious on what we decide to move on. Right? If we break up, we could break the two high. We could touch. So there's something that could happen in opening. We could touch 611, come back down to the daily 50%, which will probably be around 604, 605, but then shoot up or come back down. So just play the ranges today. We'll be very patient today and decide what we get into. We're going to focus on pretty much one ticker today. I don't have my tick list this week. I have to work on that today. And I'll work on that as the market goes. I usually like to go set that up, but we didn't set that up this week, which is very rare for us. But sometimes it does happen. We got a little busy, so this should be the main thing. But it happened this week. So real quick, let's also look at sectors. Let's look at the sector sensitivity. And also we can look, this is on the daily. We can look at the 1 hour, 1 hour, and kind of see the most recent ranges. The most recent ranges 615, 614, 615 right here. If we're going all the way back to Wednesday, February, Thursday, we came as low as 593. So, we could come back in this 597 to 615 range, right? So just keep that in mind. We could probably put this down somewhere. I won't make this a tick list. I will make trade ideas 29. So QQQ as low as 599. Let's say 597. 597 and as high as 618. So that means, without looking at some of the stocks, I mean, some of the stocks pretty much stayed the same pre-market. So just based off of what happened, let's see, let's take 10 hours. So yeah, so we went high and we low. Okay. So let's look at, let's see, do we have any earnings? I know we have, this another earnings week. Nothing big today, so that's why we can go sideways today. But on Tuesday we have Coca-Cola, which Cocoa's big. If you Cocoa's pretty good if you trade Cocoa. Was it Ferrari, BP, CVS, Pfizer, Marriott, Robinhood. So Hood might be a good trade today. McDonald's tomorrow. Shopify. So Shopify might be a good trade today. I don't think I'll trade Shopify since it's a week in earnings. We got DraftKings. Hey, it might be a good week for DraftKings. Airbnb, we'll see. Pins, yeah, Roku. Coinbase. Coinbase might be looking to recover this week. And excuse me, the trash man is coming. For crypto, we got Lyft, Upstart, Ford, Zillow, which is not bad to trade. All coming up this week. So nothing tech heavy. We got U. Remember we were trading U. It was on the list last week. So we might have a revival on some of these. We'll keep our eye on it, and we might put these on a tip list just because they have earnings. So it could run up, run down. Like I said, this week is just kind of wait to see. So interesting. All right, so we only got a few minutes, so let's kind of go quickly here. So what I wanted to do is we're going to set up our it's 10 minutes. So symbol is going to change, interval is going to stay the same. We want to look at XLK, which is technology. And I kind of set this up like I was going to trade IWM or SPY. So just to kind of see where each sector is kind of going. And I wouldn't be mad if we let's put a FinViz heat map. And if you guys are not locked in, this is the S&P 500. This is FinViz, which is a very good tool. You don't have to pay for it; it is free. I mean, they have some payment options, but you can use this totally free for pretty much what you need. And what I use it for sometimes is a screener, and also to just kind of set things up to see where we find some stocks that are kind of been beat up or that's currently went high, went low, and then also you can look at charts somewhat in FinViz, right? They have information. They got a lot of different ways, and one day I will have just a small tutorial on how to use FinViz. I don't use it as often as I used to because I kind of narrowed down what I trade, but what we want to use it for today, without getting sidetracked, is just to look at um just to look at the sectors and see where um, we can have some movement, right? So we got Eli Lilly. Okay, so these are your drug manufacturers: J&J, Galley, what's it? Galley, Science. It's probably something else. I'm probably butchering it, but anyway, medical devices. Then you got healthcare plans, which is like your UNHs, your CVSs, and stuff like that. Right, then we got the tech sector. So that's basically what we're gonna have this here to see where there's some movement, and then we can kind of focus on those since I didn't really do a lot of review for this weekend. All right, so we're gonna do QQQ, XLF, which is your finance market. Then we have um, XLI, which is your industrials, right? Which is your industrials, right? You got your aerospace and defense. Then you got your manufacturing, especially industrial machine equipment, farm stuff like Packard, Cummins, Caterpillar, John Deere, things like that. Um, kind of more aerospace and defense when I look at this. And then you also have FedEx, UPS, which are good things to trade also, freight and logistics. But I'll be looking here at your Lockheed Martins, your GE Aerospace, Boeing, and things like that. So, all right. Next we have is healthcare, which is XLV. Not a lot of movement in those this morning. What are we doing? Why we go backwards? Makes no sense. Ah, okay. Stuff kind of moving sideways. So it's a good day to be patient. Nothing really kind of jumps up at me. That's with that. All right, so let's look at some individual stocks. What I like to do is let me go ahead and set up my views. So we can change. All right, so we're gonna have, no, I want the symbols all to be the time frame to be all the same. We're gonna do 5 minute here. We'll do QQQ. Then we're gonna do XLK because XLK heavily influences QQQ, which is technology. Jesus Christ, and XLY is also a big contributor. This is your Amazons, your Teslas. I think maybe Meta's in this category, as well as like Home Depot and things like that. As LeBron would say, things of that nature. And then the last one we'll do is XLC, which is your consumer services or communication services. Or is it XLY? No, XLY. No, we did XLY. Right, so this one has somewhat, but these main two kind of drive it a little bit. Okay. So like I said, always beware of the pullback today. And then the last one I like to look at is more specifically XLK, your top kind of moving stocks for XLK. And we'll keep the same time frame, different symbols. So we're going to go NVIDIA. So NVIDIA pulled back just a little bit in the morning. We're going to look at Apple. Here's to see how Apple moves. So Apple went 273, its high was 280. What I put down here is AVGO. Also, here's another thing that I look at in pre-market. Investing.com. Then you come here and look at, they have like economic calendar, and all these things. You can look at all of this in investing.com. Then also, what I also like to look at sometimes during the day is Yahoo Finance and just look at stocks that are currently moving. And we'll break that down as well. So top Kroger. We traded Kroger at the beginning of the year. Kroger's a pretty good company. Oracle, okay, Oracle's been moving today. That's good. Economic calendar. So you can get everything here. That's for today. NVIDIA, JPM, which is JP Morgan, Micron, Tesla, Microsoft, Amazon, Walmart, Intel. We forgot about Intel, Oracle, AMD. Okay. Pretty much all your tech stuff. So it's going to be probably a heavy tech day. All right. So now that we got, we don't have Microsoft. Now we pretty much have everything set up. So Microsoft look like it's up today from 404. So you see reversal on Microsoft. Hopefully, we had that on the list last week. All right. So now that we got all of that out the way, oops. I got my day, 15-minute, 5-minute. All right. Hour up here. So let's duplicate, and now we can just look at everything. That's how I kind of sort everything: hour, day, 15-minute, 5-minute. That's what kind of works for me. And we're just going to use our whole thing. We're not going to look at Eli Lilly. Let's look at AVGO. AVGO is pulled back. The one this high is 335. So let's pull back a little bit. So it could dip some. Pre-market 327 and maybe reverse. So we'll keep a look at that. Let's look at AMD. AMD finally might be trying to fill this gap. I don't think. Let's go to option strat. AMD. I think there's weekly contracts on AMD. Yeah. AMD implied volatility is up, so we might not be able to get an AMD today, but at least it might be reversing to get back to where we like it, right? GE, we're not trading that. They had a good Friday. Tesla, what is Tesla looking like today? Tesla on Friday, we came back up from 397, went all the way as high as 414. So now we're at 409. We have order block here if it decided to go up, but maybe not. We'll see. I might not. mm, I might not play Tesla today unless it's like huge momentum for it to go somewhere different. But on a daily, it could go as high as 415 and maybe 420, 423. All right, it's a lot of room for Tesla to move today. Gold, gold is up in the pre-market. Remember, gold, I don't know, gold used to be very affordable, but now it might be too high. Yeah, it's kind of high. So we won't, no, it's going to the ninth. Gold is not too bad, but we won't be trading gold. It's not affordable for us. Look at NVIDIA. NVIDIA might trade in Friday's range, which is a big range. So we're gonna look and see the direction where we go in the morning for NVIDIA. I would like to play NVIDIA since it had such a huge range from 174 all the way up to 187. Right, talked about Q, JP Morgan could look to trade inside this daily range from Friday, so we keep an eye on that. Costco, there's a huge gap for Costco to kind of fill. I'll show you what I mean. Costco was as high as like 1040. Right, when did Costco dip? Since dip Friday, so it's been kind of moving. Right, on the daily. Yep. So Costco could, if it gets past this 1,000 range, could start to go up. All right, so Costco could be pretty good. Give me 1 second, everyone. I got this brief intermission. Take a bio break. 1 second. Be right back. Be right back. Sorry about that. All right, so yeah, keep a look on Costco. Market's about to open in a little bit. So we got, excuse me, MU kind of going back down. Finally came down a little bit. I don't know how affordable MU, but MU's kind of been moving a lot um, past 30 days. So keep your eye on that. What about snow? All right, snow is up. Snow has a bit of ways to go. Remember, we were heavy on snow a few weeks ago, and it finally reversed for us on Friday. So we'll be looking for snow to, um, let's see if it can get, or price. Let's go to one. This is just 170 on snow. Let's say check option shown. Hood. Hood is up in the pre-market. We are back at 84. Let's see if we can fill and get back to 85 or 90 range. That'll be good for Hood. So Hood we'll put on the list this week. Earnings is tomorrow. So we'll definitely keep our eyes on Hood. IWM is always a good something to get into. And it could be sideways, so but keep your eye on IWM today. Very cheap contract to get for beginners. UNH, not bad. Keep your eye on UNH. But we're gonna be tech heavy today, y'all. So I would like for Microsoft to get to 408 if we can get back a little bit higher. Let's delete this. Delete this. Let's see. We pass it to, what is this? This is okay. Oracle. See how Oracle's doing. Oracle's up, which is great. Do we have this Oracle? I think Oracle's weeklies. Yeah, but Oracle's up. We won't get into it today. Oracle might be more towards the end of the week just because of contract prices. But remember, we've been watching Oracle and Snow and waiting for the reversal. This could be the reversal we need for Oracle. What's Palantir doing? Palantir might be looking to fill this gap. I'll get back in here to 155. So keep your eyes on Palantir this week. Roblox. Not doing bad. Kind of reverse, probably in the daily range of last week. Target. Target might be looking to finally get back within this gap and get back to 121. So Target might be on the list for the week. Let's talk 115. Yeah, it has gap to fill. So might be looking finally to fill that gap. Been a while, but okay. January. Planets might be looking to to go down a little bit to what's the word? Yeah, go down. Morgan Stanley probably follow the same suit. McDonald's all-time high. Could be looking at retreats. The INTC is Intel. Home Depot, kind of around the order block here. So it may not be a heavy day today. Apple, we already talked about Apple. How's Netflix looking? Netflix looking to recover. Still low. Waiting for it to get back to that 90 range. What this here? Nike. This is Philip Morris. Shopify. You can see if Shopify looking to see if Shopify reverses. Let's put it alert. Let's check option chain. Create. Let me see if we can get up here. Waiting for it to get back up here. Roku has earnings this week. That's why things went down, so it might reverse. Let's see, what is Google looking like? Does Google have Google might just have weakness. Yeah. Meta, what is Meta? You know, we're interested in Meta today. What is Meta looking like? Does it look like it wants to? What was the range for Friday? We had 646 low, 671 high, so it might trade in that range. So I'll be curious on Meta today, or I might not get into it, but I'll put on the list. Amazon took a bad on Friday. So maybe looking to reverse. It has a gap to fill. Amazon has this gap to fill all the way to 220. Let's see. We have. So Amazon has contracts on the daily, so we might look at getting into Amazon. Amazon might be on the list. Amazon. Let's put this. I know we wanted to do. So Amazon might look good today, especially if it gets back into 212. Let's see, 210.85. Let's put it. Okay, let's put. What did we say? 210.85. 210.85. Yeah, I'm only really interested in Amazon if we start to go up, which we should. Hopefully, we do. That'll be interesting for today. I'm not really interested in some of the lower tickers because these will be more weeklies. Kind of just looking at dailies today. Yeah, we're just looking at dailies today. So Amazon, Nvidia, Microsoft. Kind of the cheaper things. And then we'll look at the more expensive stuff like Meta. Remember, guys, before this market opens, we got a few minutes. Remember, contracts on the daily get cheaper as the day goes on. So I think the first price drop will probably be around 907 and 910. So be patient today and kind of let your eyes dictate what you want to get in today. So I've narrowed my things down to if QQQ is cheap or SPY is cheap, we might get into that. When I say cheap, I'm talking about $30, $40 a contract. If not, I'm sorry, this glare from the sun is crazy. Sorry about that. All right, so we could be looking at some of the ETFs, Amazon, Nvidia, Microsoft, or Meta today. All right, guys, happy trading. Hope you guys have a successful trading day. We'll be back at the end of the day to review how our trading day went. And I'll also be posting trades of the days and things like that as I see fit throughout the day, and probably put a few shorts up today. JC the Trade Shark, appreciate you guys rocking with me in the pre-market, and I will catch you guys a little bit later.